Coach, just how's the week been overall with obviously another tough SEC challenge coming up on Saturday?
It's been great, and I think the guys are in a rhythm now with what these games feel like and the environment around them. The focus on the work has been really good. So we're in a process now, and I've got a lot of trust in that. The team has a lot of trust in that, and our goal is to show up and play our best game on Saturday, and we're working to do that. And fortunately, we have another couple days here to iron out some of the details, but I've been really pleased with how our guys have stayed focused.
Coach, kind of the kicking clinic that Brock and Nick and a few others did yesterday for Vanderbilt students in preparation for College Game Day. What does it say about them specifically being willing to do that? And generally speaking, how fulfilling is it for you to see or to hear about this kind of buzz around campus this week between obviously a massive game and the College Game Day situation?
Well, I'm really interested in if we found any kickers out of it. So, no, I think it's great. I think there's a community here on our campus, it's tight-knit, that it's fun to celebrate with this community. And I think our specialists going over and engaging with students is an example of how interconnected we are. This is not a place where we function on one side of campus and the students are on the other side and we don't intermix. I mean, this is still very collegial. It's still very connected. And we're proud of the fact that we've been able to generate attention and excitement and engagement for our student body. Part of our responsibility as leaders at the university is to fight for the experience of our students. And my role in that is to put the best possible team I can on the field. And our student body was early in on seeing the fruits of the labor and the investment as they showed up a year ago, and we were having to fight for more space for them. So we celebrate where we are. Obviously, on the flip side of that is just constantly pushing for more and wanting to go further. And so we don't sit back and relax. We enjoy where we are, but we are focused on going after more.
Coach, College Game Day, I know you talked about it on Tuesday, but has it been, how have you seen your guys, and have you had to bring up different talking points throughout the week with an event like this, which it has turned into an event where it's kind of the talk of the college football world each Saturday?
It's. I think I may have said this on Tuesday, but we've wanted this. This is what we've aimed for. Not necessarily the attention, but the success. And so we can't want for something and then not know how to handle ourselves through it. And again, it goes back to this idea of, the attention for this game is great, but the light fades really quickly when you don't play the right way. And not that the point is to keep the light on us, but we know that the light follows winners. And so what we need to do is engage in a winning process. That's what we've done. I have not had, first of all, Game Day is an incredible operation, but they're also pros. And so it's not like they're trying to, distract in our process. I mean, they've been fantastic to work with. Obviously, there will be a little more responsibility as the week goes on, as we get to Saturday, and much of that falls on my shoulders, which that's my job. But again, this is what it takes to build a winning program, to sustain a winning program. We have to embrace the attention, and we cannot allow that to rob us from our process. And I've been really impressed with how our players have handled themselves.
Cedric obviously dealing with a little bit of cramping. Would you say he's 100%? Right?
He's fine. Yeah, he's had a great week, and I don't expect anything further on that front.
Coach, between Eli speaking at the testimonial on Monday and the public prayer circle you guys kind of had after the game, how much of a role has faith sort of played on the journey specifically with this year's team?
Well, this is a holistic experience, and so mind, body, and spirit, and it's emotional, and we want to make sure that our guys are fulfilled, not just in performance, but in the confidence of who they are, to feel seen, to feel respected, and to feel cared for. And so Lance Brown and Hugh with Ministries has served this program since I was playing here, even before I was playing here, and he's become an integral part of creating that foundation of faith. And Eli has been such a great spiritual leader for for our program, our team, and obviously our campus too. And these are guys that are really interested in using their platform for good. I am incredibly inspired by the way our players care for one another and care for those outside our circle too. I mean, it is unique. And so faith is obviously a critical part of any human endeavor, and certainly one at which you are constantly pushing yourselves to your limits, and also one in which, if you're not careful, you start to value yourself based off results and outcomes. And so to stay grounded, to be faithful, to be seen, and to be loved are important parts of our program, and that's why that faith center is so critical.
Coach, is this the type of game where, scoring obviously could be at a premium with the style of play and the defensive approach? Could it be a game where you may want the ball and get a lead early?
Yeah, I think possessions are at a premium. I think it's a matter of taking care of the ball and finding ways to build the stop defensively. This is going to be a little bit of copy and paste conversation, because I think we're going to play a lot of teams like this in our league in particular. We won't change our strategy with respect to decision for the kick, just because having the ability to bank consecutive possessions at the end of the half, to me, is a real advantage. Obviously, you're not guaranteed that, but there's an opportunity to build momentum. So we'll keep the strategy the same. Obviously, we're not guaranteed to win the toss anyway, so we'll see what happens. But we do recognize that there's only going to be so many possessions in the game. I think we played like 54 snaps on defense last week. I mean, that's just the way this game is evolving, and so we're going to need to protect the ball. We're going to need to sustain drives. We're going to need to get off the field and attack the ball on defense, and that's really a important part of the path to win.
Anything else? Last one?
Yeah, Coach, so regarding the depth of your secondary and specifically your cornerback room, it seems like guys like Mark Davis, Jordan Matthews, been playing a lot more. What does that do for maybe the preseason starters, Colby and Martell, to be able to have guys that you can kind of rotate in there wherever at the end of the game and I guess keep everybody fresh?
It keeps them fresh. I think as the year wears on, not just the game, as the year wears on, you're dealing with a different level of gas in the tank, just because you haven't had to play 70 snaps in the game. I think it's we got to pay attention to how we help guys create rhythm for themselves out there. I think that's the one thing that you have to be skilled as a coach to say, who has the hot hand, who needs a series to reset. I think that the other thing about rotation is sometimes when you have the luxury of taking someone off the field, it gives them a chance to kind of reset, recalibrate, and go back out and play better. But I think most importantly, that none of that works if you don't have a room of guys that are willing to put the team first. And that's what is most impressive, is these guys don't sit there and fight with one another. They don't fight with the coach. They want to play every snap, but they understand what we're attempting to do in our mission, and they're plugged into what they can do to help strengthen the team. I think it's really cool.